Hey there, Wes Dove here with Dove Development and Consulting. We've worked through a ton of different things around finding a clear purpose and really leading from that clear purpose, both for ourselves in a leadership role, as well as the team members that we have leadership responsibility for, and how we can make sure that they've got that clear purpose they're working towards. So it's not just mundane trudging through the daily of whatever it may be we're doing. Not that the stuff's not important, but it can get hard, both for us as leaders as well as our teams. What we're going to do now is begin the process of wrapping up how we can help our team members really latch onto and work toward their own clear purpose while it's connected with our organization's purpose. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to begin digging into how we do that, how we can best support them, and we're going to first look at the importance of finding a work-life balance through purpose. Might not necessarily be the thing that we're really looking for. What it should say is finding work-life harmony through purpose. So here we go. What we're going to dig into is looking at the importance of, or the idea that I learned from John Maxwell. Gosh, I think in August of 2015, I was in a small room with him. It was the closest I'd ever been at the time. I'd seen him in big arenas. I'd studied his work. I'd read his books, yada, 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 all that stuff. But it was all from a distance. At this point in time, I'm with maybe 100 or two folks in a small room for a couple hours in a private session. And he talks through and somebody says, "Hey, John, you do all this stuff." He's in his late 60s. He's speaking 200 times a year, 200 days a year, sometimes multiple times in a different day. And that's a heavy workload with travel and all the different stuff in it. And he says, and they said, "How do you have work-life balance?" And John says, "Hey, make no mistake, there's no such thing as work-life balance. That's an illusion that a lot of people use for an excuse to be lazy. There is, though, an idea called work-life harmony. And that's something that we need to understand. And when we've got that harmony in what we do as leaders and we can balance those things, the harmony is really what does it. It's not like, hey, I'm only going to work a little bit, I'm going to play a little bit and all this stuff. That's not what it looks like. Usually leaders have very, very full schedules, but it's the harmony that gives them the fulfillment, and that purpose is what gives us that harmony. And for us as leaders, what we'll look at is our role is how do we help our teams find that fulfillment in whatever it is they do. I'm not suggesting that it means letting them off the hook, letting them have an easy go of it. We all have heavy responsibilities. And if we're going to be successful as an organization, we need to be pushing forward. We need to maintain high expectations, hold people accountable, etc. Our role as leaders, though, is how do we make sure that that hard work that we do in our organizations really does fulfill the individuals in their own purpose, and the organization's purpose really feeds back to them. Now, in doing that, what we've got to determine is what do they really need from us? Not what do they want from us, what do they need? What do they need from us that they can't do for themselves? What can we do for them that only we can do in our leadership role? It's not about stepping in and doing the things that they can and should be doing. It's about how can we serve them at a level that they can't get anywhere else. We'll look at those as we move forward. We'll kind of move the needle. And how do we identify what that support really looks like? How do we find it? And it's this neat word that I'll talk about soon called empowerment. And how do we really do that? Not just say it, right? And as we wrap this idea up, we'll talk about how purpose, their individual purpose, can really serve as part of their career plan. Hope this serves you well. If you've never done it, wherever you're accessing this, I would challenge you to work through the short video quiz assessment, whatever it's called, where I ask a couple, 5, 6, 8, 10 questions, whatever it is, and it will give you some feedback on based on where you're at right now and your answers. What can we do that might serve you best? If you're going to hit our website today, wherever you're accessing this, you're probably going to see, I don't know, 700 different blog articles, a whole bunch of pages. I think close to 300 different pages, a lot of different resources. It can be overwhelming. What this quiz is meant to do is how can we figure out what's the best shot in the arm for where you're at right now? Will it be a no-cost webinar of sorts, something that's complimentary that we offer? Will it be a low-cost digital course that can really give you a ton of value? Or maybe it's a conversation that we have based on your individual role or the team that you lead, and figure out how can we best resource you and serve you and help you capture that lost profitability that only comes by developing stronger leaders on your team. Make it a great day, and God bless.